Good evening. My name is Sarah Manning, and I'm of the Shoshone and Paiute and Chippewa and Cree tribes, and I'm a columnist and contributing writer for Indian Country Today Media Network. And I've been here on the ground in Standing Rock for the last 3 months, off and on, beginning in August. And I first came as a participant, as an Indigenous journalist. I'm an Indigenous woman before anything, and I've shared this with some of you in some other conversations. But the people that I come from, the Shoshone and Paiute people, we have such a deep reverence. Okay, we're back. So from my people, the Paiute people, or the Nama or the Nawa people, the way that we view water is with such deep reverence, and we even have a word that we use, or an expression, anytime that we touch water. We say, when we put the water on ourselves, we say pua, or when we bathe in the water, or before ceremonies, before we partake in the meal, we have an elder pray over the water. So for myself, I'm very deeply ingrained with this idea that water is very sacred. And so first and foremost, as an Indigenous person, as a Shoshone and Paiute woman, I come here with reverence for the water and a responsibility to tell the story of the people here, and to elevate that idea that water is sacred, and that's what we're all here for, in unity.
Can you share with the audience where you're from?
Sure. I'm from the Duck Valley Indian Reservation, which is on the border of Idaho and Nevada, and that's where I grew up.
Okay, so can you also share with us a little bit about your experience, just as coming in, and what you've witnessed in the camp here at El Shady Sakoi and the Sacred Stones camp?
Yeah, well, beginning in early August, when the camp was very small, there was obviously this really beautiful sense of unity, where people were just coming in droves every weekend, every week, coming and going whenever they could, and contributing. And one of the most beautiful feelings that I experienced was definitely that first time that I came and spent a few days, because everybody was waking up together in this community. Everybody had a sense of belonging and a sense of purpose. You wake up in the morning, and you have work there for you. Everybody has their place. And the first weekend that I left and went back home and basically walked around in my box and in my home, I suddenly felt lonely. And I realized that, the life that we live in our world today, we're very disconnected from this idea of community. And so in the camps, we're really living as our ancestors lived. And we're again, just being fulfilled on so many levels, spiritually and emotionally. And it really brings out our best selves. And so that was my first experience with the community. And so...
If you were to say that in the language, Numayarawa, what would that word be?
I would say it's our kuidzo'aina, our well-being, as Noa people, or our nanishtahain, like the way that we feel good inside. And
Bijanam.
Yeah, bija. And a phrase that my mom shared with me too is community. Our well-being is at its best. And that's the feeling that I felt personally, and that's also what I witnessed and observed from my son and my nephews. 6 years old came, and she just was so excited and thrilled to be here. So, and young people, the term that we use as educators, I'm a former educator, is this idea of self-actualizing, becoming your best self and reaching your full potential. And what I saw with Native youth here was that they're really reaching their full potential, being able to contribute whatever they can.
So, today was a big different feeling around camp. There was a lot going on. People were cooking. They were coming in. There was a lot of prayer going on. Share a little bit of your experience about today. That's different than since Thursday, since the hard action came, the writing that was incited from the police side. Give us a little transition there.
Yeah, well, Thursday, I mean, as you all witnessed, was extremely traumatic, and what I've learned, it was also very traumatic for those witnessing the live videos. And helicopter, there was a sense of shock too, like, did this really happen? And slowly, as the days progressed, there were a lot of ceremonies that took place to kind of heal us from that. And what I found from the last couple of days with the sense of community, I feel like communing and coming together, that is the healing.